What's going on? I'm Sam. I'm on the way to my shop and I'm gonna meet the technician, and it looks like we're probably gonna get internet today. So the internet technician showed up and tried troubleshooting this massive wiring mess. It didn't really take him too long, but there are a lot of wires running nowhere. So he figured out where the wiring goes and eventually found the box outside. As expected, it was not in the right place. Someone had marked the wrong address for the location of this junction box. He was able to get in it and test everything. It looks like all my wiring is correct, but it was disconnected at the main junction box thing, whatever you call it, and he connected that. And then there's still a problem where there's a bad pair on the line, so now a linesman's gonna have to come out and repair, fix, or replace that. Once this linesman comes out and does that though, my internet should be working and I can call and complain about paying for internet I haven't been able to use. So that nightmare is almost over. I'm at the shop with Griffin. I'm about to sell one of these IBC totes, so I'll get that ready for the guy who's gonna pick it up. I got 2 green lights, which means I have internet. So it's only running on 1 pair, which means it's probably not the greatest connection, but who cares? I can browse the internet now without using my mobile hotspot. Oh my gosh, I could not find my wireless network on my computer, and then I realized from looking at the signal strength in this new network I had never seen before, he changed my wireless name. So that's pretty funny, and I'm gonna keep it like that. Now the internet's working, I'm gonna run home and finish editing today's video. At some point I need to go pick up a computer because I took a one-off computer repair job just to get a little bit extra cash, and I always like messing with computers. So I got that video edited and uploaded, and then I stopped at Peter's Family's restaurant. So I picked up some dinner along with this computer that I need to fix now. I brought in the extra spray paint I had at home and realized that spray paint shelf I built the other day really isn't big enough to hold all these cans. I thought there was going to be some extra room and I could put some other chemicals on these shelves. But no, I filled it up and I actually ended up overfilling it. So I want to start working on this project that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's turning this old TV into a LED backlit sign. This had been floating around Peter's shop for a minute because I went to repair it and that really didn't go so well. I replaced a couple of the boards to no luck until finding out it was the LEDs. I ordered the LEDs, replaced them, got it working, but then I went to replace the LED screen and I put a little tiny chip on the edge of the LCD screen, which completely ruined it. So that was over. I still have all these parts in a bin, and I probably should list the spare parts on eBay because people always buy TV parts. So I can get a little bit of money back that way, at least for the parts that I had ordered to fix it. I figured this would be great to make a sign out of because it already has all the diffusers to have a very even light spread, where usually when Peter and I would make these signs, we used a paper diffuser. And actually, I want to talk about that for a minute. Back over 10 years ago, Peter and I actually had our own little sign and lighting business at a local flea market. So I had just dug some of these old signs out of my mom's garage. They've been there for a while since we tore down the booth, but we were driving there. It was like a 30-minute drive every single Saturday and Sunday to run this little booth. It cost about $80 a weekend to run. We maybe made $100, $150, but that was our gross income after you took out the cost for our supplies and gas and all that. We made absolutely nothing there. But it was a lot of fun and we got to work on a lot of projects. So you can see our little booth here. We had a fish tank to show the waterproof LEDs were really waterproof. We had vinyl stickers all over. The vinyl cutter was in the back there. It was running off a Windows 95 computer, I believe, and when someone would want a vinyl sticker made, I would have to look it up on my iPhone, download it to my laptop, then I would get the image on my laptop and save it to a floppy disk with a floppy disk adapter I had. Then I'd put that floppy disk into this Windows 95 computer and use it that way. Since then, I bought a adapter for the serial cable, so now I can just use it on my laptop and everything's up to date. Though I still do own that Windows 95 computer with the original software and software key, just in case we needed to use it for anything. So we sold LED strips, light up novelties, and vinyl stickers with these custom backlit LED signs. We only had that booth for like a summer or even less maybe, and we never even got the security deposit back from that, so what a ripoff. But even after we moved out, we made a few signs like this over the years. So I'm going to try some of these old signs and see if they still work, because I want to start hanging them up around the shop because I think that would be super cool. I remember using this one at a bike night. We even did some LED installs on motorcycles. Hey! Oh, well. It needs a little... Oh, no. Well, this one's going out, it looks like. That's kind of disappointing. Yeah, there's another. Maybe if I just keep flicking it. There's color changing in here, but I don't have the remote with me. So, come on, please work. Okay, it looks like most of this one works. I don't see the RGB coming on. Let's look at this backside. Oh no. That looks like it's just one contact here though. So yeah, I might have to take this apart and look at the wiring inside to fix some of this. But at least that first side works. For the most part. Remember this being a different color on one section. I'm sure that was not on purpose. And then 3 light bulbs go in here. This one came apart, so it just needs a little bit of hot glue. Let's see if this one still works. Hey, this one works. That's cool. Yeah, I think this would look really cool on the wall. I bought these LEDs from Amazon with the intention of using them for some outdoor signs. I've never actually used them and I thought they might be too bright for this project, but after trying the old style regular LED strips, I don't think these are going to be bright enough. So I'm going to use these super bright sign type LEDs. I think it's going to work really good. If not, I can always put a PWM dimmer on here. I originally wanted to use RGB lights for this, but I don't think it's really necessary. You can always use RGB lights or even strips of colors. We used to do RGB strips with the first one on blue, the second one on red, and the third one on green, like wired differently so that as they flashed, it would kind of roll through the colors. It was a pretty cool effect. This sign had that done. That's why all 3 rows are different colors. They're actually RGB, so they all cycle through each color on each row, if that makes sense. So anyway, I need to start putting this TV back together. So all these standoffs are gonna go back in here. All these do is keep the diffuser plastic flush so it doesn't sink back down towards the metal. So I'll just pop these in. So I'll just get a rough layout of how these might fit. Now I'll put these layers on. I think I know which order they are. I'll put them on and we'll see if this thing is bright enough. I imagine the lens goes on before the diffuser. So it's probably this way. It might not be bright enough, or there might not be enough LEDs for it to be spaced good enough. But we'll find out really quickly. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. I really don't want to scrap this idea. But I also don't know how much time I have to put on it. Well, this is super disappointing. I did not expect these LEDs to be that directional. I thought there'd be a whole lot more diffusion. But this is looking really bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to end up making this into the sign that I wanted to. At least not like this. And I also don't know if I have time to make it how I want it. Man, that looks really bad. I could fill this thing up with lights, but I really don't have the time. It's 7 in the morning and I want to go home and sleep because it's so early. So I think I'm just going to roll with it. And this might end up being a terrible looking project. So Morgan drew up this image that I want to cut out. Since this light situation is so bad, I'm going to end up doing this as a negative. So instead of the background being white, the background will be black, and just the lines around the drawing will be what lights up. I'm not super hopeful about it, but it should turn out better than, I don't know. I'm not feeling really good about this either way. I should be able to get a sneak peek of how this is gonna look. Here it goes. Yeah, so it's not very bright at all. What I could do is move all the lights to this location, and I might actually try and do that real quick. They came off really easily. They just left the adhesive on the paper, not on the lights. So now I have a rough outline of where we are, and I can arrange these lights a little bit closer to where they need to be. So there's a rough idea of where I think they need to be. And this will just let me know if I'm anywhere close. Okay, that's looking better. It could use a little bit of work, but that is better. No, I think I lost part of my glasses. Okay, that's not too hateful. Oh, that's so much better. I see a little bit of a wire shadow, and it's a little dim in some places, but I think I can live with that. Now I just gotta put the diffusers back in. Oh, no. Man, I cannot believe I did that. Actually, yes I can. I can totally believe I did that. Well, it actually does look really cool. Just not the right way. Anyway, I cannot believe I freaking did that. And I even put it all together with almost all the screws. At least this gives me an excuse to open this back up and put a power supply inside of it with a fan. So it looks like I'm gonna have to come back and get B-roll of this because I'm not touching it right now. It can wait till tomorrow. It's kind of crazy the original plastic film was still on here. So I got this sign flipped over right side up and mounted on the wall, and I gotta say I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's gonna make a really cool thing to have in the background when I'm filming these videos. And with the amount of LEDs I have in there, the brightness is just about perfect, where it's not too bright that it's distracting, and it's not too dim that you can't quite see it. I ended up just getting really lucky with it because I had no idea what kind of LEDs to put in there, and I just happened to have these laying around. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I thought this was going to be a very simple project. It ended up throwing a couple curveballs at me and being a little more challenging than I expected. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. You hungry?